Move along, nothing to see here. That's the response from New Zealand Police after it emerged 33 staff had travelled together to China in October. Police say it was a personal self-funded holiday, but critics say it's political tourism organised by Chinese government officials.
Kia ora and welcome to this episode where we discuss recent reports about a controversial trip taken by 33 New Zealand police staff and other individuals to China. We will examine the implication of such trips, the connection to United Front activities, and the impact on the Chinese dissident community in Aotearoa, New Zealand. This discussion will focus on concerns about foreign influences, law enforcement credibility, and the broader political implications. Tourism as a gateway to United Front work. Among the attendees of this trip were 33 New Zealand police staff, including 15 sworn officers and 18 non-sworn officers. Sworn officers who are directly involved in investigations attending such events raise concerns about potential conflict of interest and bias. This trip also included notable figures such as Jessica Huang, Ethnic Responsiveness Manager for Auckland Police, Constable Kevin Deng, Ethnic Liaison Officer, Inspector Jim Wilson, Auckland City East Area Commander, Detective Inspector Chris Berry, CIB Officer. Non-police attendees included Dinesh Khatkar, Auckland JP and Honourable Consul of Nepal, Shafati Makhtar, a high-profile leader in the Indian community and National Party supporter. She's also a real estate agent, artist, CEO of a business consultancy, member of Rotary and a board member of the Pride Project. Lian Wong, former Executive Vice Chair of the Chaoshan General Association of New Zealand, an organization formerly led by Zhang Yi-kun, who was involved in a $100,000 donation scandal with the National Party. Jessica Huang's link to Chaoshan General Association. Jessica Huang has a long history of collaboration with the Chaoshan General Association. In 2017, New Zealand Police partnered with the association to produce a crime prevention calendar. This raises concern about potential conflict of interest given the group's known ties to CCP-linked networks. The CCP often uses tourism and cultural exchanges as a soft power tool to build relationships and influence participants. These trips are designed to highlight China's achievements while avoiding discussions on human rights issues or political repression.
So what's really happened? Well, in my view, my current sort of hypothesis or observation, you could say, is that since the end of last year, around the election season, the CCP has switched up their tactics and really ramped up the scale of it. Around that time, what we've noticed is that there's an increase in the number of videos that you would see around the real state of Xinjiang or the real truth behind Tibet, things like that. And the number of videos have increased, the production qualities have increased, the number of channels have also increased talking about this. And many of these take in the form of traveling in China, where they get to visit the same 100 places in China that are Instagrammable, the same food places, or in some cases, following a pretty similar script when it comes to defining a certain area in China. Have you noticed an increase in the pro-CCP content levels on YouTube? And of course, this does mess with the algorithm of recommendation. It's a few channels talking about something versus tens or 20 or 30 channels talking about the other side of it. So clearly, the massive amount of injection of this type of video is going to make it seem like that the overall trend is more pro-China. And I've had viewers tell me that, after watching my video that they get recommended a pro-China video. So what they're doing, the CCP that is a realignment of their public opinion objectives around the world. Because if you really think about it, the goal of TikTok, DeepSeek, RedNote, or any of its exported propaganda devices in games and movies, there's one clear goal, which is to paint the China story well.
A documentary by Taiwanese YouTuber Ba Zhong highlights similar tactics, revealing how the United Front departments have offered subsidies for travel expenses to encourage participation in pro-unification events. Ba Zhong also explained how China enlists influencers to produce cultural content that undermines democratic warnings about China's political intention.
最后一通电话，我们将打给福建武夷山统战部窗口。武夷山统战部致力于推动文化、旅游融合发展，并且偷渡中共概念。我们将询问统战部带台湾网红或素人过去中国可以得到什么样的回馈。
这个是武夷山统战部的。Hello。
喂 ，Hello。
好久不见。然后我在当兵的过程中，我认识一些很好的弟兄啊，他们就是觉得说他们也想去大陆了解看看，只是他们没有去过大陆这样子。刚好你打给我，我昨天有看到。
他们。
对。
可以接待他们。
因为我不太懂啊，就是你们之前有跟我说找太平区的这个年轻人过去，只是我不知道这个操作我要怎么按步骤来去走。
就是比如说你这下。茶博会时间不知道你有没有空？
茶博会是什么时候？
就15号到嘛，哈，15号到18号这个短时间。我们茶博会的歌可不可以为我们献唱一个？
可以啊，没有问题啊。
他们都是这个就是什么？就是都是台中这块当兵的嘛，哈。
没有，我们已经退伍了，对，现在就各有各的事情这样子，对。
那我这里先要给我领导这边报告一下这个情况嘛。因为这个挺好的事情啦，但是就是说完整性一样，就是你是今年2月份去当兵嘛？
对啊。
是接到通知吗？
对啊。
我们在与统战部窗口对话的时候，意外的发现每一个细节都问到细思极恐。
那平时可以回家的吗？还是周末才能回家？
我是周末周末才可以回家。怎么？你为什么问这么细？
你这边问一下大概有多少人，然后第一次来的有多少人？然后我们来对接，可以吗？就比如说，如果我们有活动，我们就套到别的；如果人没有那么多，我们就套到别的活动。那如果你人很多，那我们就要重新再邀约一场活动嘛。
准备机票过去吗？还是怎么样？
请嘉宾这样子，就是成团的这样嘉宾是2个人住一间。
所以就是我们现在是要准备机票船过去，
要自己到大陆这里，然后我们就在这个厦门这边。我们一般都在南平这里的。我
还有一些网红朋友。
他们也有一些网红的是吗？
是，他们都是做就是也算是蛮走生活路线的那些。
那有超过5个嘛？如果先10个来呢
？10个。可以啊，多少粉丝的？有我这几个，
对，他们是网红嘛，
对他们差不多是十几万的粉丝，个别差不多在这里这个左右。
那我们可不可以重点请几个比较高的，不然跟他们另外补助一些船票还机票，因为你全团的
是
肯定有，就是说另外补助他们。
是补给他们，那
补助你们
可以让更多台湾的年轻人改观，让他们就是说对祖国有就是说大陆啦，他们就是至少说不要这么对立。我觉得我在台湾就是应该做这些事情。
就是茶博会是11月15到18这样。你也跟我们说一下，就是说你这里大概需要多少，然后我们因为我们主要南平这里
是，
然后因为我不知道别的地方怎么样，但是我们南平的经费还是比较紧。
我理解。
你有这方面的，你告诉我。告诉你大概我们可以给到多少。我知道的是有邀请台湾网红，也有帮他们解决交通的这个问题。
那大概是
流量多少，然后有给他们解决。要他们就比如说你回去之后要发一些相关的活动的这个信息。
就是说因为有花钱嘛，然后所以我们就让这些网红，就是你来到大陆，你至少也要拍一些就是说我们这边的影片，然后到台湾这样子。
Concerns of United Front foreign interference work. When concerns about this trip was first raised, former Spy Minister Andrew Little told Radio New Zealand the trip looked like a classic effort to curry favour with New Zealand authorities. In his previous role as Minister responsible for the New Zealand Security Intelligence Service, NZSIS, he oversaw efforts to counter foreign interference. Little stated, any hosting by Chinese government officials should have been disclosed before the trip. Any accommodations and meals paid for by the host should have been declared as gifts. Impact on Chinese dissident community in New Zealand. The participation of 15 sworn officers raises serious questions about police neutrality in handling cases relating to Chinese political interference. Chinese dissidents in New Zealand have long expressed concerns about CCP influence on local institutions. Stuff New Zealand's investigative reports The Long Game highlights growing distrust of police amongst dissident communities, fear that police engagement with CCP-linked groups compromises the ability to protect individuals fleeing from prosecutions. Comparisons to other documented cases. Journalist Pa Zhong, China insider David Zhang, and Radio Free Asia have documented similar tactics by the CCP to encourage overseas Chinese communities for well-organized trips that portray China positively while avoiding controversial topics, a long-term strategy aimed at shaping public opinion and foster goodwill towards the CCP's governance model. Conclusion. This trip raises serious concerns about transparency. Was this trip properly disclosed? Conflicts of interest. Should police engage with CCP-linked groups? Public trust. Can the police remain neutral when handling foreign interference cases? While cultural exchanges are not inherently problematic, their political implications must be carefully examined, especially when coordinated with CCP-linked entities. The concerns of the Chinese dissident community must be acknowledged, and steps should be taken to ensure law enforcement remain impartial. Call to action. Hold the New Zealand government and New Zealand police accountable. Demand transparency in engagement with foreign governments. Support the Chinese dissident community. Raise awareness and advocate for the protection. Share your thoughts. Comment below if you have insights or experiences relating to this issue. Help spread awareness. Like, share, and discuss this video to ensure these concerns received the attention they deserve. Stay informed. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more in-depth analysis on political influence and international affairs. Thank you for watching and being part of this important conversation.